Welcome, folks. Good evening. Welcome to Delta Entertainment. I am your host, Linko Kenobi. Welcome in. Yes, I have been today. I woke up at 2 in the morning, and wow, what a mission I had, man! I was this close into losing my flight. If it wasn't for the aircraft being super full, and not only that, they weren't allowing any more big carry-on bags to get on the plane. And of course, I had a small carry-on, which my electronics and my two personal items. One of them is my lightsaber that's in the back from Theory Sabers, who I brought from Star Wars Theory, and of course my posters that I got signed from a lot of good from our community member from our community, and from the none other than Gina Carano, who has been a sweetheart, bro. I had a great time in the Wednesday's meetup. I had a great time on the Space Con. I met so many good people that have not just supported my channel, but I've met people that are new, and I do appreciate that, bro, very damn much, bro. I really do. So, but today, of course, when I got home, I had a lot of things to do. Unpack my clothes, get my computer up and running again, pick up my dogs. But of course, from 2:30 to like almost 7, I was dead asleep because I had a huge migraine that I needed to recover from, and I got it better. So it's a little bothering a little bit, but it's not much. So I've got about 6 articles that we're going to talk about, so bear with me, folks. This is like probably my second time doing this big stream and everything, so I want you all to bear with me. So let's let's first off look at the chat, get the chat page ready. Yeah, let's get that chat page ready up, and then let's get our, stand by a minute, let me get my first article. Alright, here's our first article that we're going to talk about today. Let me just line up the super chats again, because as you know, I am running with OBS Studio right now, so I hope you guys bear with me. Isaac, what's going on, man? Yeah, I had a good trip, man. Oh, I'm a little tired, man, but I'm chilling, man. Alright, so what we got right now, we're going to talk about is Venom: The Last Dance. Now, of course, if those of you that saw, I did a review on it, and yes, the movie was good. It wasn't great, but it had a good fight scene with the very end and all. But, I mean, it just didn't make the money. It just didn't gross. So far right now, it's titled Venom: The Last Dance has abysmal domestic opening weekend with just 51 million haul. So, I mean, Tom Hardy, he's a good actor. He was perfect for the part. It's just that the way they did their universe on it, it just didn't feel right, bro. It just didn't feel right. The first one was good. The second one was not that great. The third one was good. The third one was just good, But like I said, I mean, they did get Null in there, but he wasn't really there. Only glimpse of him, but of course his followers were there, his trackers, hunters. But like I said, the movie was good. There were no big surprise endings, but it was good. So let's get a read of this article and see what we have got. All right, there we go. So, according to the numbers, the film grossed just 51 million domestically, but added 224 million international for the global gross of 175 million. Oh boy. And that's not good. Now, here's a comparison we got. So, for comparison, the opening weekend for the first Venom movie made 80.2 million. Then the Venom Let Me Be Carnage made a point of 90 million. That was that was in the time of the COVID shutdowns. So, I mean, God bless, dude. And in fact, early box office projections, the box office theory noted Venom: The Last Dance would gross between 87 million and 107 million domestically. Those projections were radically downgraded heading into the weekend, with Shan Robbins of the box office theory noting that the film would only gross between 48 million and 59 million domestically. And looks like he's going to have as a reason why. It's not quite matched up with to the long laid expectations, as social growth and pre-sales in several markets lag well behind in 2021 predecessor Let There Be Carnage and the more recent comparable films. He also shared his own speculations that casual audience sentiment no longer views comic book films favorably anymore. Yeah, man, because I will say this, man, that a lot of the comic book industries, man, they have not, Marvel movies that have not been doing so well, bro. And it's just been that bad, you know, man. The Marvels, the TV show Moon Knight, Agatha all along, you know, Miss Marvel, Echo. It's just they've been bad, bro. They've just been that bad, and you know, and it's tanking badly. So Venom 3 had the absolute worst opening in the entire history of the franchise, missing the mark of the previous two films by the whooping 30%. I mean, we talking about a massive drop in the amount of money made big. Now, when I was in my theater in San Antonio, when I went to watch the movie, the theater was packed. In the area that I was at, it was packed. And there were a lot of laughs. But, you know, it was, like I said, dude, I mean, it just didn't make the mark. He also notes that while the film has already grossed 175 million globally, most of the international box office is from China, and that makes the film's bar, or whether or not it will break even, a lot higher. Especially given that Hollywood studios only receives 25% of the returns of their. In comparison, other studios get around 40% take in the other international markets and a 55% take domestically. Given this, OMB Reviews declares that this is why Venom 3 is no looking very well as far as the future projects. I don't think the film will make its money back. Wherever he does hedge, but hey, it is still quite early at this point in time, and so anything could potentially happen. Yeah, man, I mean, yeah, it's like this, but I mean, the movie was not. It was fine. It just did not make where it just didn't make what it wanted to go. It just didn't make it. I didn't think this movie would make it. I didn't think this movie would succeed, man. Because, you know, the Venom franchise was not that great, because they tried to make this movie without Peter Parker, first off. Because if you've done the comic books and everything, without Peter Parker, we would have never had Venom. Without the Secret Wars, Venom would never have existed. Because the black symbiote suit came out in the Secret Wars. It first issued in the Secret Wars, and then, of course, Peter Parker, the symbiote infected him, making him something that he's not. Got rid of it. It fell into Eddie Brock's hands, and then, of course, Eddie Brock became officially Venom. So what they tried to do in part one, they tried to make him be Venom without Spider-Man's need, you know? And they did a good effort. I'll give them that. They did a good effort. It just wasn't working, bro. Just wasn't working. You know? So, you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, you know, and it's just hard. So, let's get on to this next topic that we got here. So, let's do, let's talk about Sweet Baby Inc. for a minute. Now, Sweet Baby Inc., however, they have been doing terrible, man. Trying to get every franchise, every game that they try to touch, bro, what they do is they put it into ruin with their DI woke agenda nonsenses, bro. I mean, look, Unknown 9 Awakening that came out. It flopped terribly, bro. It flopped so terribly. And if you paid attention to this company and you went to their site, you noticed that their site got revamped. They redid it. And all the companies that they once have there in that chart, it is gone. Maybe it's there. I haven't gone into it yet, but I've been reading on it, and Microsoft Studios is in that grass, so is Sony, and it's just been that terrible, man, with these people. Man, I don't know, man. It just really flopped. So let's read up this article and see what we've got here. Co-founder of Sweet Baby Inc., Kim Belair, a name that has come to define a controversy in the gaming space, has just become a lot more controversial in a 6-year-old podcast interview unearthed by YouTubers, masters of the TDS and Writing Raven, who run the Gothic Therapy YouTube channel. Belair admitted to being physically attracted to the Nintendo character Bowser. She then claimed that antelopes called kudos were the most attractive non-human mammal before bragging that she has the skull of one in her home. If Kim Belair's name sounds familiar to you, it's because her company Sweet Baby Inc. has been at forefront of what has come to be known as Gamergate 2. Now, Sweet Baby Inc. is a narrative design firm that with the goal of reworking game stories to make them more inclusive. Belair has stated in the past that professionals in the game industry should actually blackmail developers into bringing Sweet Baby Inc. into the fold. If you're a creative working on AAA, which I did for many, many years, put this stuff up to your higher ups, and if you don't see the value in what you're asking for, when you're asking for a consultancy, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility if they don't give you what you want. Sweet Baby Inc. garnered the spotlight in a very negative way in the early 2024 for its role in designing the narrative for the live service Rocksteady game Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Now, Rocksteady, I could not believe what they've done, bro. I mean, Rocksteady could have made that game into a different universe, but they didn't. They did it based off of the Arkham Universe series. Yes, Batman, the Arkham series with Kevin Conroy. Yeah, Kevin Conroy was voiced in Batman in the Suicide Squad, but the problem is, bro, what they did was they connected the Arkham series to this. And they killed off Kevin Conroy, ending his legacy, bro. And that is something that they should have never have done, bro. The Arkham series was one of the best games that I have enjoyed from Rocksteady, bro. But the creators that did the Batman Arkham series left Rocksteady. They left Rocksteady before Rocksteady developed the Suicide Squad game. And then, of course, you have after season, you have Joker being a non-binary from another universe. And then, of course, you have a Mrs. Freeze in the damn thing. And then, of course, you got Deadshot's daughter. I forgot the characters, what she named herself. It's just so stupid, bro. I don't know why they kept on going, so I'm sure they probably gave up by now with it. So here we go. Since then, gamers the world over have been boycotting games the company has worked on, the most recent which has Unknown 9 Awakening. This game saw peak concurrent player count on Steam of 285 players on Friday, October 18th. That is when the game released. Shortly after its release, it has been steadily declining ever since. So, The highest. This is what they had now at 240 at 24-hour peak and everything, and this is how many players are playing right now. This is bad, bro. Belair claims to stand for diversity, equity, and inclusion in the game. Space casting judgments on others she deems problematic. She has railed against gamers, YouTubers, news organizations, and even ex-CEO Elon Musk for their coverage of her and her company, describing it as an organized hate campaign. Belair is one of the first finger waggers to line up and condemn what she sees as immoral behavior. However, in this podcast interview on an episode of Sexiest Podcast, the Sweet Baby and Head On Show seems to admit a physical attraction to both fictional and real animals. So yeah, this guy exposed it. So Master of the TDS, let's see what we let's look up this video for the hell of it and see what we got.
Honey, would you like to read what the description of the Sexiest Podcast is?
Sure, and also you can find audio of this on SoundCloud.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
The Sexiest Podcast is a weekly ranking of the sexiest everything. Join hosts Kim Belair and Ari McGillivray and their guests as they delve into topics ranging from movie monsters and sea creatures to emoji and ice cream to finally determine what really is the sexiest. New episodes every Wednesday.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Like the video break, the algorithm style, share with your crew. Escape life's hell, from spooky memes to advice obscure.
Very nice, bro. Very nice. She quoted in the interview stating that Bowser is bitch age daddy sexy before going on to recount her experience when podcast co-host Ari McGillivray told her to look up Bowser Day on Tumblr. She states that she then looked through pages and pages of explicit Bowser images before McGillivray went on to describe a particular part of Bowser's anatomy in great detail. Sometimes he had a turtle. Yeah, I guess I know what that is. And sometimes he had a mammalian. Yeah. Belair then seems to try and distance herself from the images before freely admitting that she scrolled through all of them. I'm one of those people who, on the internet, I'm going to click it, Belair said. And when I go to the Bowser date tag, I can go like, oh no, this isn't what I wanted. Better look at all of it, though. There are people who say they you need to come up to us and you need to get your name consulted with us to make sure it doesn't offend people. Master of the TDS sarcastically while reviewing the audio clips, but this is okay. This is okay to do. He then goes on to the point how Belair's hypocrisy further. If you're going to stand on your high horse and pretend that you're better than the other people and other gamers because you wouldn't stoop to that degeneracy, caught red-handed. You not only would stoop to that degeneracy, you are that degeneracy. So you know better than anybody else who wants to see people from Stellar Blade and wants to see them with less clothes on. You are no better. You are the head of a company who is literally about trying to be inclusive, diverse, and to protect women from their terrible gamers. And here you are being the same degeneracy that you claim to be against. But Gothic Therapy wasn't done with just Bowser Gate. The married couple went on to uncover something else Belair said that's even more bizarre. Master of the TDS mentioned how former gamer developer Mark Kern, aka Grums, has pointed out Belair's passion for collecting animal skulls and practicing taxidermy. Grinding Raven points out that some people have claimed that this is for witchcraft of Satanism, but apparently it's addressed in another of the 4 total episodes of Sexist Podcast. The episode is question contains a discussion about which non-human mammal is sexist. Ooh, that's not a good sign for Belair. And she says the antelope, knowing Belair's odd description of a kudu, which is a type of antelope, whose skull she has in her new house. Belair described Kudos as having thick, girthy necks and very beautiful, handsome faces. It's worse. Every single company who literally signs in with these people should be ashamed. I'm sorry, you want to pander and do whatever, do it on your own. You don't need these people. You have skulls of antelope in your house because you like antelope. You are attracted to antelope. Something is wrong with you. So yeah. See, a lot of people that have got a lot to say have got something to hide, bro. And boy, that really exposed her a lot. That really exposed her a lot, man. And that's very serious. That's very bad. Very funny, bro. Well, now that we got that done, so let's see if we got another article. So let's go with this one right here. Former Disney executive explains Hollywood's collapse and puts blame on DEI initiatives funded by investment firms. Now, this one, however, in particular, Disney has been putting themselves in all this woke nonsense, and it started out little by little in 2016. It started growing in those years and everything. And then in 2020, that's when all hell broke loose, bro. I mean, it broke loose in the Marvel industry, in Lucasfilm. It started a little bit on DC, which is starting to collapse a little bit. It's starting to stop. Then, of course, in certain movies in Hollywood, that is happening, bro. Amazon Prime has gone into that nonsense. Paramount Plus, Hulu, all these app networks, they've gone into that, man. And right now, Disney is in a full collapse, and they're in a full panic because, you know, their theme parks are not having hardly any people there. They're doing changes that people are not asking for, you know. It's just, and their movies are not making money. Only movies that are making money are companies that are just saying that stop with this nonsense and go for it. Look what happened to Inside Out 2, and look what happened to Deadpool Wolverine. Those two alone made billions of dollars. Billions. While other movies didn't even get close to 900 million. I mean, the Marvels was like one of the worst. The Marvels movie was one of the worst movies ever. So let's read what this article's got. Former Walt Disney Television executive Monica Harris recently explained why Hollywood is collapsing and put the blame squarely on DEI initiatives. She began by pointing to Target. I think the reason we see no course correction is the same reason we see Target market items. I think we know which items I'm talking about that clearly don't appeal to consumers. I think when you have like Trans, Cheerios, and stuff like that, you're making a statement that has nothing to do with your audience and its taste. Harris continued, what we've seen in the corporate world, and I'm going somewhere with this, what we've seen in the corporate world is this fastidious and slavish adherence to ESG. That's environmental social governance principles, which are really just DEI in practice, in products, and in hiring the corporate world. Yeah, man. It's just so bad. Like James O'Keefe, man, he's been trying to get people undercover, and they have talked to certain workers that work for Disney with the DEI nonsense, bro. When they want to put more pride into it, when they want to put more diverse and inclusive and inclusion. DEI. I know. I'm tired. I'm sorry. And they put that in kids' shows, man, and that is something that people like us don't want, man. Especially for young kids, man. And it's just terrible, man. So let's see what else we've got here. So these corporations are pursuing these marketing tactics and sales tactics with products that are doomed to flop and do flop, and that lower shareholder value, but they continue them. Nonetheless, she shared, and the deeper I've been digging, and especially my work at FAIR, Foundation Against Intolerance and Racism, which I'll talk about later, but the deeper I've been digging, I've noticed this is happening because the same core group of companies are largely funding or have shareholder stakes, majority shareholder stakes in Fortune 500 companies and in the SP 500. We're talking about BlackRock, we're talking about Vanguard, we're talking about State Street. When those three companies and their subsidiaries dominate boards of directors and dominate the ownership of stock, then they literally are in the position to tell these companies to adhere to whatever guidelines they like, she continued. So if DEI is an initiative that these majority shareholders would like companies to pursue, that's what they'll pursue. Because if not, then they'll face the wrath of the people who can yank the money, yank the loans, yank the funding, because it's all about money. So at the end of the day, if you're CEO, you are like, do I piss off my consumer base and maybe hope I can massage them, or do I piss off the people who are actually funding me? And they're between a rock and a hard place. It's absurd. Sorry about that. So I'll put it like this, bro. Disney has been losing money badly, bro. Very, very badly. I mean, Marvel. It all started out with what was that damn show called? It was I had it in my head. I'm a little tired, guys. WandaVision. Thank you. It was WandaVision. WandaVision was one of the first that started. And I liked it, the show. It was good and everything. But slowly, something wasn't adding up, bro. And then, of course, we had Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They went with racism in that show, which they didn't have to do. They didn't have to do that. And then, of course, they went with Loki with gender fluid nonsense, and all that. And then, you had Moon Knight. It was a good show. It was a good show and everything, but I guess they tried to put more of the female empowerment in there and all. Hawkeye, it was a good show, but they did a little bit of the same thing. So, and then, it's just like I said, bro, things have been falling apart, man. It has been falling apart with Marvel ever since, bro. But of course, Deadpool Wolverine got them back up, but eventually it's probably going to go back down again unless Disney, Marvel, unless Kevin Feige learns to quit this nonsense, bro. Now, who knows, with Doomsday and Secret Wars on the way, maybe it'll end that. Maybe. But time will tell with it. We'll see. Now, as for Star Wars, The Force Awakens came out. I enjoyed it, The Force Awakens. It had a good start. It showed a good introduction with Rey, with Finn, with Poe Dameron, with Kylo Ren. It showed a good introduction to these characters. Now then, of course, when Rian Johnson did The Last Jedi, it fell apart. And then, of course, Solo came out. I did enjoy Solo, but it could have been better. But then, of course, when you had Phoebe Waller-Bridges, who she was the droid, she went to the cage, like if she wanted to break the cage, she just crouches herself like, like this, and just trying to, like if she was using her thing. I'm like, what the hell are they doing, bro? So that kind of fell apart. And then Rise of Skywalker, you know, when that came out, J.D. Abrams, he could not fix what Rian Johnson did, bro. I mean, Rian Johnson made the terrible mistake into killing off Snoke, making Rey look like a nobody, making Finn and Poe look hopeless, making Rose into some love affection for Finn, which in the Rise of Skywalker, that did not happen. And of course, making Poe fall in love with Rey, that didn't help in the Rise of Skywalker either. And then Palpatine claiming that Snoke is a damn clone, that didn't help either. So of course the movie was ruined. It was just ruined. Now in the TV series, The Mandalorian Season 1 and Season 2, I enjoyed Season 1 and Season 2. And you had Gina Carano, bless her soul, bro. She has been a hell of a fighter, bro. During the 2020 election, during everything that was happening with COVID and how our country was being treated, she made her own political opinion of how our country was being treated, you know. But then, of course, the woke cancel culture went after Lucasfilm, telling them to attack Gina and to fire her. They bend the knee. They told Gina Carano to go onto this group of woke ideology nonsenses and try to understand them and try to apologize to them. Gina did not want to do that. She did not want to bend the knee. That's why she wrote in her certain tweets, beep, bop, boop. And then, of course, instead of Kathleen Kennedy being a woman, firing her up close and personal, she fires her in social media. Ever since that happened, the Star Wars fanbase started falling apart, bro. It started falling apart. I mean, the Book of Boba Fett, bro. First 2 episodes were going good, but from the 3rd episode to like the 4th, you had these 5 different characters that were like droids, half man, half cyborgs. They were like Power Rangers. The fake slow-ass chase scene, the speeder's chase scene was the slowest scene and ever built. I mean, what the hell are they doing, bro? And they made Boba Fett into a weak character when he's supposed to be the badass of badasses. And of course, it took Ming-Na, a woman, to take care of the job, to eliminate the freaking Pikes. Come on, man. Seriously? And they try to use the episodes 5 and 6 for the Mandalorian, Din Djarin, to try to save the show. And it didn't do anything. And they had a chance right there. John and Dave had the chance to change things around. But they decided to not do that. Because, of course, everybody was expecting that Grogu would probably stay with Luke. But that didn't happen. So that's out the door. Now, we had Andor that came out. And that was a good show. I enjoyed it. It was slow, but it was boring. But it was a good show. You know? I gotta take a drink, bro. Let me see. We got nobody in the chats, but it's okay. I'm gonna have to get another drink later. Alright. So, then Obi-Wan Kenobi came out. Now, Drunk 3PO, when he had a source of what was going on in the show in the first episode of what was going on with Moses Ingram's Reva character. Moses Ingram, in my perspective, she did a great job in her character, bro. I liked her performance in the character, but I do not like the character Reva. Because Reva, they made Moses Ingram turn Reva into a bitch. Like she's a badass, bro. I mean, while the other Inquisitors were trying to be delicate and satisfying, Reva was just being a bitch. He was just being always angry. Why? It's It's just so stupid, bro. And not only that, bro. Not only that. What also pissed me off and a lot of fans is, of course, Kathleen Kennedy says, this is going to be the fight of the rematch of the century, people, against Obi-Wan and Vader, and it was terrible. Worst choreography ever. Worst camera angles ever lived. Especially when you have the scene when Vader threw Obi-Wan in the goddamn fire rocks, burning him little by little. And instead of bringing the Force, pulling him towards him, throws him on the other side, tells the stormtroopers to bring him to me. Come on, man. That is stupid storytelling, bro. Poor writing. And then, of course, you have little Leia. Lovely actress, bro. Very beautiful, you know. But the chase scene for Leia was so damn stupid. If I was a kidnapper and I got to kidnap a little girl, I got two options, bro. Either you tase the girl or you snatch her fast. Whoever this director tells these guys, I want you to chase her, but chase her like tiptoeing instead of running after her or anything. Stupid, stupid. And then, of course, you know, we had The Mandalorian Season 3, which flopped completely. Terrible. And then The Acolyte, which just killed Star Wars. Because in those shows, they try to make it more adultery. Besides Andor and besides Andor and besides Reva, Obi-Wan, they tried to make it more adultery in The Acolyte, and it was just so damn stupid. But what really pissed a lot of Star Wars fans off was when Qui-Gon, he got stabbed by Darth Maul and officially died because, of course, the saber, it melted his organs. He died. Reva and Sabine survived the stab wound. Are you fucking kidding me? Give me a break, man. It's like they hate Qui-Gon, dude. Whatever, man. It's like, whatever. You know? That's why I will always respect the original Star Wars. I will respect the original Star Wars. I will respect the prequels. I will respect the Clone Wars and Rebels. But after that, forget it. Forget it. I will, however, review Skeleton Crew to see how that goes. I will review that. So we'll see. And I will probably watch Andor Season 2 whenever that comes out. So we'll see how that goes. But for everything else that Star Wars does, nah. I don't think this Mandalorian Grogu is going to succeed. And I don't think this Rey movie is ever going to happen, bro. Because they lost their writer, Stephen Knight. So I don't know what they're going to do. So, but let's continue on with this article here. She then stated, and I think very much the same is true in Hollywood. DEI has swept throughout that place. The Academy Awards, the nominations are only available to films that hit certain quotas. Right? You have to have a certain number of people who are black or BIPOC, trans, non-binary, whatever. It's totally the anesthesia of what artistic work is about. What they have to do is this because I think Netflix was an example. If they don't adhere to these guidelines for those loans, that funding is going to be yanked. She reiterated. So again, they are between a rock and a hard place. That's on the untold story, in my opinion. Yeah, Netflix, they have done some things like this. And everything, but it's not that bad right now comparing to what Disney has done. So, of note, Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, said during New York Times, the Deal Book Conference back in 2017, well, behaviors are going to have change. And this is one thing that we're asking companies. You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock, we are forcing behaviors. 54% of the incoming class are women. We added 4 more option points in terms of the diverse employment this year. And what we are doing internally is if you don't achieve these levels of impact, your compensation could be impacted. You have to force behaviors, and if you don't force behaviors, whether it's gender or race or just any way you want to say the compensation of your team, you're going to be impacted. He continued, and that's not just recruiting, it's development, as Ken said. And ultimately, it's still going to take time, but I'm just as much shocked as Ken is that we have not seen more opportunities and we're going to have forced change. Fink had a very different explanation of these same initiatives just 5 years later in 2022, where he called it stakeholders capitalism. He said, stakeholder capitalism is you were responding to the needs of your stakeholders, and you're doing it for the beneficial interests of your shareholders. Let's be clear, the shareholders are the primary stakeholders, but to achieve the long-term interests of your shareholders, that's what I'm focused on. Not only short-term thing, but the long-term thing. To create that durable profitability, you have to be focused on all of your stakeholders, your clients, your employees. Next, he stated, you're right, there are a lot of noise, and it really does fill the airwaves, and it fills up the times of the airwaves about the attacks from some states to me specifically and to the firm. The reality is the majority of the unheard, unspoken majority really like what we are doing. What we are saying, I'm not happy with the narrative because it fills the airwaves and we have to spend a lot of time. To be clear, I spend a lot more time in Washington and its states. I'm trying to correct the narrative because in most cases, the narrative is not based on facts, it's based on somebody else's view on the facts. Yeah, man, I mean, everything it's been happening is because that's why Disney is falling apart, bro, and they need to stop. And she said it right there. That's the reason why they're going DEI, because Hollywood is collapsing because of this DEI nonsense, bro. So, Hollywood, Disney, Warner Brothers, Marvel, they need to stop. They need to wake up. They need to start fixing up their problems. All right, let me see what we've got in the chat pages here. Yeah, it's all good. Let me see how we're looking over here in the process. All right. So yeah, I mean. So yeah, like I said, dude. I mean, we're constantly seeing what has been happening with entertainment, man, and it's just falling apart, man. Like I said, bro, we gotta wake up to it, bro. Everybody's gotta start waking up and seeing the facts, bro. Seeing the facts of what is going on. So let's see what else we got that we could talk about here. All right, so we got now. Dragon Age came out and everything, and it has been falling apart, bro. This game has been falling apart, and it's titled Dragon Age: The Ilga described as a piece of garbage and the tombstone of BioWare. Guys, give me a moment. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get something to drink, and I gotta do something. All right, so bear with me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, sorry, folks. Had to get me another bottle of water. I'm just listening right now to Cobra Cast a little bit, but we're going to continue on this to get this done. You know, because I love Jeremy, man. He's got his work, and he's done a hell of a good job in his channel, bro. All right, so let's discuss what's been going on with Veilguard. Now, Dragon Age, there's been talks that this game is woke as hell. You know, there's videos that I've talked about that there are people that have been more excited into changing their character, giving them a big chest, as in breasts, for male characters and all that, instead of saying how good the game is, how the graphics are. They're more worried about how they look instead of changing the gameplay, dude. And I feel sorry for Dragon Age fans, bro. I do feel sorry for them, bro. So, Spanish-speaking streamer Natalia Sirenova blasted Dragon Age Veilguard after obtaining a review copy by allegedly informing the company she was a non-binary woman. In an initial post to X, a translated via Google's auto-translate function, Sirenova wrote, "Guess who got a review code for Dragon Age The Veilguard? BioWare just sold his soul to the devil. I just had to say I was a non-binary woman, and they gave it to me. Get ready for the mega review soon or tomorrow." Yeah, wow, dude. Of note, Sinovoria's comments come in the wake of YouTube Wolfheart FPS, sharing that creators who were negative about the game during an initial playtest were not given review codes for the full game. He wrote on X, 3 creators, myself included, were a bit more critical than others with our hands-on time with Dragon Age Veilguard. Not a single one of us will be getting a review code with the time to actually give opinions before release. Just thought I would throw that out there. In a subsequent post, he added, "Please keep in mind, folks, that this does not mean that my more critical opinion is better or more truthful than those who have been moral positive. I'm just simply pointing out how marketing works. This also doesn't mean the game will be bad, but it is something to consider." He also pushed back in response to YouTuber Kayla Elizabeth, noting that individuals who gave positive reviews did not get review copies as well. She wrote, "There were also people who were very positive and were also at the event who didn't get review copies also. I definitely think you guys should have been given codes. But I just want to point out it wasn't only people being more critical who weren't given codes." Wolfheart FPS responded, "I understand that, and I did my research on this before posting. The point is more so that everyone I know of who was critical did not get a code, with 2 of us being heavily involved in the party-based RPG scene. It's just not a good look. It's, however, a good look on the investor's side of the equation throw." Sirenova then shared a review of the game, and after 3.5 hours to play, she wrote, "Terrible graphics, boring and monotonous combat. They want to copy God of War, but in a bad way. The game does not run at a constant 30 FPS. It drops and the screen freezes when there are many NPCs. Many of the dialogues are noticeably made with AI. Very linear. The options lead nowhere. False free will. The creative characters focused on the trans and LGBTQ community." She added inclusive language in Spanish subtitles. Next, she wrote, "The character move very robotic. They lack animations. The script doesn't make sense. Neither do the quests from one place to another killing bugs. Too much focus on homosexual lesbians, drags, race swap everywhere." She then summarized, "It's a fucking piece of shit. It's a fucking piece of garbage. As an RPG, stay away from this game. Don't even buy it on sale. It's a pile of production created by people who have no fucking idea about video games. Uninstalled already. Fuck you, motherfucker." Ay, este boy, ay, Dios mío, man. Natalia. Ay, qué bueno. Let's see if this is what she wrote, but let's look at the video. Let's try to put this video, see what she got. Oh, this is what... Oh, yeah, that's just that. Yeah, never mind. In a subsequent post, she wrote, the game will be Tombstone with the Tombstone of BioWare. Finally, she concluded, if they don't fix all the bugs before launch, coupled with the political agenda, this game will be crap. What do you make of... Hey, what I make of it is bravo for her, bro. She's a non-binary person, but she understands what good game is. She understands what a good game is. I mean, for fuck's sakes, bro. For fuck's sakes. Even a non-binary female knows what a good game is and what a game should be. Mother of God, man. It is that simple, man. It is that simple. For the love of God, stop putting all this woke agenda shit into the entertainment. Make a good entertainment. Follow, you got source material like Lord of the Rings. Follow your source material. Follow the books and you will make a epic show. But no, they did it because the show sucks. Okay? Rings of Power sucks. You know? I've been reading on people's comments of what they said. I understand the fans. The War of Helium. You got a female character that's never been mentioned in the fucking books. Only a couple of pages and that's it. That's it. And they make this unbelievable character as a fucking frontrunner. Entertainment is falling apart, bro. But that's why people like us have to be up there and give these people a slap in the face. So let's see another topic that we got in hand. All right. So let me close these other ones off. We don't need these anymore. All right. So these two last articles are due to Dragon Age again. So, it's like I said, dude. A lot of us need to start looking up and start waking up and seeing these games, bro, where they are. Because everywhere we look, every game that has come, every either show that's come out, or any movie that comes out, or any game that comes out, or any book whatsoever, we have to pay attention, man. We have to look deep. We have to see what it's all about. We got to see what is going on. Is this like this? For example, is this show going to be woke? Is this show going to be? Is it going to be have a good story? Is it going to have good characters? We have to see what it is. If it ain't going to be woke and it ain't going to be all that, but if it's going to be a good story and entertaining, go for it. Let's watch it. Or if a story is good, or if a video game is good, we have to start looking at that. You know? It's out there. It's everywhere. This crap is everywhere right now. Now, I've heard good things about Call of Duty Black Ops 6, despite that I did find out that they were trying to, that Activision was putting a gender fluid character into the game. But besides that, I have heard a lot of good reviews on this game. I've heard good things about this game, that the game is good. So maybe we won't be playing that gender fluid character. Maybe she's just there like talkative or whatever. We don't have to play this character. But I do want to get ready to play that game. So let's talk about these articles. All right, here we go. YouTuber speculates BioWare is attempting to manipulate reviews by not handing out review codes to creators critical of game during a playtest. Now, yes, I did talk about this already about what happened with Wolfheart FPS, and of course Natalia, she got the thing and she did a review on it. So right now it's just. Yeah, this is just all that nonsense that's going on again. Yep. Yeah, this is everything that's going on. It's the same shit. Effectively, I observed that many individuals that expressed they would wait for the reviews of the game before declining to make a purchase after watching previews. In fact, he even cited that the poll conducted on his channel where 30% of response indicated they were waiting for reviews compared to 12% saying they would be purchasing the game and 40% saying they were not interested. See, that's the ratings that they got right now on his channel that he did. And it's like I said, bro. For those of you that are a Dragon Age fan, bro, if you want to get this game, go for it. I'm not going to judge you guys. But if you guys get this game and you start to play it and you feel disappointed, I feel sorry for you guys, bro. I feel sorry for you guys that get this game. But like I said before, you got to start doing research and paying attention at what is going on with these games. And I said it before. Sweet Baby Inc. is the top dog of all DEI woke agendas. Whatever game they touch, they will put it to ruin. Be careful what game you touch. Pay attention. Do some research on it. Do research. You know? Yeah, man, I mean, it's just, yeah, this game has been terrible, man, from the start. All right, let me see if this last article's got something different that we can look at and we can talk about. So, and you can tell by the character creation, man. I mean, look at this. This is terrible. The graphics to creating a character is so terrible, dude. And you see right here, top surgery scars. Top surgery scars. Exactly, dude. That's just bad. Yeah, it's like I said, dude. I mean, this Dragon Age game is good as dead, bro. Yeah, this game is so good as dead. And it's just, it goes to tell you, man, that everything that has been happening to games right now, it's just that bad. It's just terrible. It is terrible of what has been happening with our entertainment, bro. But people are starting to wake. There are people that are starting to wake up and see the facts, bro. On the shows that have been coming out, on the games that have been coming out, on books that you read that you want to read that are coming out, and in movies that are coming out. So, I mean, this is the facts, bro. This is our entertainment. Entertainment is supposed to be a way of us to escape reality, bro. Like, have ourselves fantasize ourselves to be these certain people and everything and just escape reality, bro. That's what entertainment is about. And that is for games, TV shows, movies, cartoons, animation, story, books, all that, man. That's our way of escaping it. So, for those of you that are new at this, do your research, man. Do your research on these certain topics that you love. Do your research and see for yourself and everything. But like I said, if you still want to support this, hey, by all means, go with it. I'm not going to judge you in any way. But I'm just telling you right now, people like me are getting sick and tired of it, bro. Sick and tired of it. And I'm happy to be here talking about it, bro. All right, so that's gonna be it for my entertainment for my video. I thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoy this channel. So if you like this video, hit the like button. share this video, post a comment below. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button for me. Alright guys, thank you so much. I'll be in tune tomorrow to see there's some articles going out. And stay tuned because starting tomorrow night on Halloween week, I will be playing the Dead Space remake. Officially on the Xbox. So you guys stay tuned for that, alright? Alright guys.